Hey everybody, again. Hi, I'm here. I have a lot of students attempting to play Christmas music over the last, 2 weeks. And they're all new. They're all new to piano. And the tricky part is that the position that they've been in is C, the key of C or C position. However, the Christmas book that the same company that produces the learning material has a middle C position for the Christmas book. And so this shift from here to here doesn't look big, but it's huge to beginners. So I wanted to do kind of like a tour of what middle C is about. So if you know anything about music, or specifically piano music, you know that there are two clefs that we look at. One for the right hand, so middle C all the way to the right. And then there's a clef that's called the bass clef, and that's middle C to the left as far as you can go to the bottom of the keyboard. So from here, that way. So treble clef high, bass clef low. So anything low would be your bass. Middle C is not only in the middle of the keyboard. If you look at the entire keyboard and you go all the way down, you're going to end up here, but that's okay. It's still the most middlest of C's, but that's not where it got its name. It got its name because the C is in between the two staffs. So you got treble clef and you got bass clef. Bass clef takes you all the way up and generally stops at middle C. And treble clef takes it all the way up to the sky, pretty much, way above the notes that you see on the staff. What this is important is that this is where the name middle C position comes from, because the thumbs are going to be sharing the very same key. Now, my thumbs have grown since I was 6 on all of ours. However, when I try to put both of them on here, I bring down other keys. But most beginners are children under the age of 10, kind of average. So when they see the same key, they can actually fit their two thumbs on the same key together. I'm not going to be able to do that. Or if you have hands that are closer to an adult's, you're going to want to put your thumb off to the side when you're not using it. So if the treble clef is who has that middle C, your thumb stays on the key to play it, and your left thumb stays off to the side, just on this little ledge here. That's fine. And then you just twiddle it, trade places. So now your left thumb plays it. And you go, hey Jen, how do you know which thumb to use? Well, the music's going to tell you. Because in the staff, you have lines and spaces where the notes go. And if it is above in the treble clef area, it's going to be closer to the lines and spaces of the treble clef. If it is in the bass clef, it's going to be just a little lower and closer to the lines of the bass clef. So that would be our set of notes. C, D, E, F, and G going this way. And then C, B, A, G, F going that way. So if I were to play this at the same time, that's what they would look like. As you are playing your music, most beginners, by the time that they start their Christmas music, know their treble clef pretty well. Either they're in their first year or they're in their first 6 or so months, but they've had exposure, excuse me, to this set of notes. So these aren't the new ones, you would say. The C, D, F, G is kind of common. They kind of recognize it. So what I'm going to talk about is the bass clef. So you have C, that's your middle, like I said, right in the center. Going to use your thumb, which is your 1, your B, is going to be played by your 2. Your A is going to be played by your 3, or your middle. Now G you've had before. You've been playing it with your thumb before, but now it's your 4 that's going to play this G. And finally, this ugly F that comes along with it. And the only reason it's ugly is because from G to G doesn't sound so bad, but then you add this guy. Ugh. So most of the songs will be from G to G because of the way it sounds. So if you were to look at music on the staff for middle C with words in it, like most songs have lyrics, those lyrics are going to be in between the staffs. So let's say, "Oh, come all ye faithful, come all ye," is it ye? I don't remember, faithful. Okay, "Oh, come all ye faithful." So those words are in between the staffs. That's another clue which thumb to use. So if we were to start on, let's say, some Fs, F, another F, a G. I'm not singing the song, obviously. I'm just doing notes. These are going to be played with your 4 and your 5. Your 5 is going to play your 2 Fs, and your 4 is going to play your 2 Gs. 5, 5, 4, 4. Instead of 2, 2, 1, 1. Same key, just moved over. Middle C also is comfortable for a lot of students because the music is taking turns. And that's part of what's fun about it. I do know if it's Come Little Children, something like that, it starts out with 2 Ds, and then it goes to a B in the bass clef, and it goes back to D. Let's do it again, sorry. So it's just literally taking turns. And for some reason that is so comfortable with that middle C position that there are some beginner books that start in middle C and then move out. I don't prefer those. I think the music is a lot more fun for everyone involved if they stay away from middle C. But the Christmas songs are written that way. And it makes it fun for family and such. So hopefully that kind of gave you an orientation of what middle C is all about. You're literally taking the middle between the 2 staffs. This is bass clef all the way up. This is treble clef, keeps going all the way up. So the very, very, very first note of your keyboard is a very low A. And the very top, all the way up here into the stratosphere is a high C, and that's all treble clef. Middle C meets you in the middle, hence the name middle C. Thumb is going to play your C, 2B, 3A, 4G, and finally your 5F. Sorry, I'm off the card there. C here, D, E, F, oops, and finally G, like you have been. Nothing's new on that one. So hopefully this helps. It's a little tour. I noticed that in YouTube I can't allow any comments, but I do have a Facebook page that you can send me notes or questions that you have. I would love to be, interactive when it comes to learning. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and enjoy this beautiful fall weather. Bye.